Hello and welcome to another edition of Mama's Gone Wild. I'm Nikki Woods.
And I'm Mary Boyce.
We have a friend back, a familiar face. Yes, our emotional wellness coach, and just all around everything healthy now, I've heard. But Dr. Lawana Gladney is here with us. We call her Dr. G, and she has just released a new book. If you're in the driver's seat, why are you lost? I love it. I love it. It's a roadmap to an amazing life. So just briefly, talk about the title and what it means.
Oh, you know what? It's something that resonates with everybody because people know how to drive. And everybody in driving experience has been lost at some point. Mm-hmm. So everybody can get that feeling. And I wanted to translate that same feeling of when you're lost driving, how you get lost in life. And before we had GPS, when you were lost, you were really lost.
Yeah, we were really lost.
You were really lost. Now
you
you
had to stop at the gas station and ask
get
somebody.
the payphone, and all the people was like, I don't know, I don't live here. You know, all of that. But now, you know, you can just ask Siri or whomever you have, and you don't, but you still have that same feeling. And so in life, so many times and so many circumstances make us have that feeling that, you know what, where do I go from here? What do I need to do? What direction do I turn? So I felt like that would really resonate with so many people, and it has.
It has. I'm so proud. I remember when you were just talking about the title and would this be a good title? And now we actually have a book.
I know.
One of the questions I want to ask, because I think I think that we've gotten to the point where we kind of throw it around loosely, where we talk about amazing life and, you know, being happy and all of these kind of cliche things that we want in the beginning of a new year.
Yes.
Explain to me what your definition is of an amazing life.
An amazing life is when you are really content with where you are in the state of your life, and that is in your mind, body, spirit. So that means you're healthy as you can be in controlling the things that you can control in your life. And that does include the spirit part of it, because so often that's left out. And our spirit side is where we really find the joy and peace. And so when the other circumstances come, you can still feel like it's okay. My life is amazing. And so to me, that's what having an amazing life is being there in that space of what you can control and being healthy as possible in mind, body, and spirit.
Gotcha.
So many people equate that with material things or titles or stuff like that. So how does that speak to those kinds of people?
Well, and that's also fading because still yet people can have all these things, and I work with all types of people, from the very rich to not so rich. It's still what's inside of here, and it still gets back to your spirit. And your spirit really helps you to determine your attitude and how you look at things and your perspective. So just because you have these things, it's really people striving to fill a void or emptiness that they have inside.
And then they say the more you have, it just magnifies what you're lacking. So, I mean, because we know some really miserable rich people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can see it in their demeanor, their energy, how they walk around. So their stuff means nothing really to them because they are trying to fill voids. And that's what I'm talking about. And here, creating a life that you want that is so amazing. So I'm so excited to be able to share it with everybody.
So do you feel like that's where you are, or are you also a work in progress? Is this helping you?
Oh, a work in progress. I'm telling y'all, I'm going to be real because y'all my friends. I've gone back and read some of my book, and I was like, what? I'm supposed to do that? Oh, man, this is easier writing it than it is actually doing it. So absolutely.
But it's like that with everybody,
yes.
isn't it? I mean, I don't think you ever get to the point where you want to be like, okay, I'm done. I've reached I mean, I think you get to that level and you're like, oh, you can go up there too? And then, you know,
you're right.
It's just always ongoing
and
work.
there's always circumstances that'll come that make you really look inside and say, ooh, I didn't even know I had this inside. You know, so it's a constant work in progress. But the key, Mary, with that is being very conscious. So because I am very conscious and understanding and knowing that I can control certain things, then I say, I can choose to look at it this way, or I can choose to look at it that way. Which way is going to have me have an amazing life? And so it's that conscious living.
So what are some of the steps that you suggest in the book to reach this amazing life?
Well, one of the first is that you have to know who you are and what you want. As simple as that sounds, most people don't even know who they are because we're constantly changing, and we don't stop to take the time to see who we have evolved to and what the things that we like in life and what is it that we really are looking for. People say, I want more money, I want a bigger house, but what does that look like to you? A bigger house can be you go from a 1,900 square foot to 25, but for somebody else it may mean that you're going from a 25 to a 35. Right. So what is it that you really are looking for? What do you want in life? And well, we'll talk about the relationship, but you have to understand. You have to understand.
She always looks at me like when she's like, we'll talk about the relationship part of it later. Single woman to my.
Have to understand what exactly we're wanting.
This is what happens when you have friends that come to do that.
Right. See, and I wasn't even looking at you. I just pointed over that way. And where exactly you would like to be. So that's the first step. Understanding all that. So then the second step, and I talk about relationships and finances, is because those are the two things that actually really make people physically and emotionally sick. If you think about all of the problems that you have in your life could probably point back to a person or people or either money. That's if you have too much or not enough. Right. It doesn't matter. It's just those things. So the second part is getting rid of the people in your life that are blocking you. And that is so important. The relationship piece. So often people, either they have people in their life that shouldn't be there, or they're constantly desiring to have somebody. So either way it goes, it's this voids that need to be filled in life, and we're looking for people to do that.
But you know what? I think the one, and I was having this conversation with another friend of mine, I think that so many people have those kind of people in their life, but they're really close people, like it's their sister or it's their uncle, it's somebody that you really think you can't get rid of.
And I talk about
or their childhood friend that they grew up in, it's just always been there.
Forever.
Right.
And I talk about just that in the chapter on toxic people. And I deal with each one. I deal with it. What if it's a friend? What if it's a sibling? What if it's a parent? What if it's a child? It's
no, I'm joking.
You can have toxic kids.
You can have a 12-year-old.
Yeah. And so how do you deal with each of those people, and what does that look like so that they don't block your amazing life for you? So that's number 2. So it's 3 steps. I just kind of broke it down. And then the financial piece. And of course, at this time of year, everybody wants to get their finances together. We make these pledges, we do all these things, but your finances really are an indication of your life, whether you, like we talked about, whether you have a lot or are not enough. And it's generally people feel like they don't have enough. Right. And so I can't make my bills. And so that just weighs heavy on them. I'm telling you, a lot of people in the hospital, they're sick with these physical ailments because of all the stress that they don't know what to do with. Right. And understanding how to manage your finances. And I talk about that in chapter 11. When I talk about your finances. Chapter 11.
Chapter 11.
Chapter 11. And really help people to look at their money beliefs, their values. What do you really believe about money in the first place? And they're even talking about having a relationship with money.
Oh, absolutely.
And you have to have a relationship with money. But if you have jacked up relationships in your life, you're definitely not going to know how to have a relationship with money. Yeah.
The book is If You're in the Driver's Seat, Why Are You Lost? By Dr. Lawana Gladney, a roadmap to an amazing life. So how can people get more information on you and also the book?
Oh, my goodness. We have launched a new website. We've launched a new website, and it's creatingamazinglives.com. Go there, sign up for free stuff, creatingamazinglives.com. They can follow me on Twitter at Dr. Gladney. Like me, please, on Facebook, Dr. Gladney. See, I made it so simple. And then, of course, the book is available at Barnes and Nobles. So nationwide, everywhere where books are sold. I'm so excited.
I was going to say, you got to contain some of this, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Well, we appreciate you. We'll have to have you come back so we can revisit these and do an amazing life checkup.
Absolutely.
In a few months.
Great. That
Definitely.
Sounds great.
Dr. Lawana Gladney. And we thank you. We thank you for joining us for another edition of Mama's Gone Wild. I'm Nikki Woods.
And Mary Boyce, stay wild.